G'day ladies and germs, Conor here from C-Dubs Media, back with another video. And this video was almost a request, but I'm so fucking desperate for views, I thought I'd take it on as a request. Now, I recently did a video, can you film YouTube tech reviews with a 10-year-old DSLR? And old mate commented, here's the comment here, since you've got the Pixel 8, blah, 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 blah. And I was like giving my opinion, and I was like, well, why don't I just make the video? So this is the Pixel 8 Pro versus a 10-year-old DSLR. Which one can you use for YouTube? Which one is better for creating YouTube videos? Good question. Because I'm a bit of a stickler for the DSLR look. I just think it looks so much better than the fucking phone. The phone looks so digital for me. Yes, it's very bright. It's very saturated. It's very artificial looking. Where to me, the DSLR looks a bit more lifelike, a little bit more realistic, less saturated, less bright, even though, according to the exposure meter, the 700D is slightly overexposed. So if you compare that with the Pixel 8 Pro, how much overexposed is the Pixel 8 Pro? But this is just one setting you could use it in. And I imagine if I was walking down the street vlogging, which you'll see in a minute, the Pixel 8 Pro will be a lot more stabilized. But I think for this setting right now, it's hard to go past the Canon 700D. Pixel 8 Pro, 1,800 Aussie dollars. Canon 700D, 150 Aussie dollars. So if you're just looking at purely at a video point of view, I think you're getting more bang for your buck on the Canon 700D. I really fucking think so. Also going to take a few photos, a few portrait shots if you like. And a few landscape shots, if you like. Whoa, 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 whoa. Put the brakes on right here, because I've just realized something. Through making this video, I've just realized that I've just been obsessed with the Canon 700D, talking it up like it can do no wrong, but the fact of the matter is, it's 10-year-old technology, and I'm putting it up against 6-month-old technology. So I've got to be realistic here and not let my biases overtake. And one area where I've just got to be completely honest is dynamic range. Like the Canon 700D barely makes a mention when it comes to dynamic range. But I do want to point out the dynamic range from the Pixel 8 Pro is very, very computational. Like it can't see the light in the sky, it can't make it out. So it just adds in the colors through its algorithms and its AI technology and that sort of thing. And it does an amazing job. You can't tell that it's computational if you want. And same with the shadows, like it just puts the color and the light in there that it thinks should be there. Whereas the Canon 700D will just show blackness or completely blown out bright whites. The Pixel 8 Pro, it adds it in. It adds in the sky, it adds in the shadows, and it looks amazing. Now the 700D does gather this information in the raw files, and you can rescue it and add it in if you want to take the time to edit your photos. Now for slow motion, Canon 700D can only do 720p. So I think that's 50 frames per second, 720p. But I'm gonna film some slow-mo as well, so you can definitely see which one is better. Now this is 25 frames per second, 1/50th shutter speed, f2.8, ISO 200. And then obviously we have auto mode on the Pixel 8 Pro, and it's doing what it's doing. You can see it right now. So which one do you think? I'd love to see your comments down below on which one you think. Neither of them have a microphone plugged into them. I'm just using the Zoom H1N. So this is the image we get on the Canon 700D. I pretty much prefer this image every day of the week. One, due to the color, it just gives something to it that you don't get on a digital smartphone. So I'm pretty much always going to choose something like this over the Pixel 8 Pro. What do you guys think? Hit me up in the comments and let me know. What image do you prefer? Okay, now we're filming on the Pixel 8 Pro, and I want to know what your thoughts are when you compare this to the Canon 700D. This is all automatic, mind you, automatic exposure, everything completely in camera automatic, whereas with the 700D, everything was done manually. And I think I prefer the manual settings of the 700D, and I prefer the final image. It's not as bright and it's not as digital, but for me, it's a better looking image. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay, and now here we are side by side with the Canon 700D and the Pixel 8 Pro, and you can decide which one looks better. And like, I know that a lot of people will gravitate to the Pixel 8 Pro. We're all used to that over sharpened digital, high saturation image, but I still prefer that more cinematic look that something like the Canon 700D is going to give you. And that real bokeh, that real separation in the background, you don't get that on the small sensor. If you do, it's fake bokeh, and right now we're recording on both, and you can decide which one has better bokeh, better looking image, better color science, all those magic words. But for me, I keep gravitating to the 10-year-old DSLR. If I'm going to make something worthwhile, I'd probably stick with the 10-year-old camera. Though you might just be the sort of person that's just shooting quick videos and sharing them on TikTok or Snapchat or some shit like that, and the Pixel 8 Pro is fine for you. So for me, it's the Canon 700D. I'm going to go home, I'm going to edit the images, I'm going to edit the audio, and I'm going to make the best video that I can within my capabilities. So that's why I'm going to go with the Canon 700D. 50 frames per second, f2.8 on a tripod with a ND filter on. Pixel 8 Pro, this is all in auto mode. As you can see, most things are in focus. It's highly digital. It's very, very bright, and it's a different image for a different situation. Now this is just to show you, if I come a little bit closer to the camera, we definitely get a lot more blur in the background on the Canon 700D, real natural looking bokeh. You're still getting a little bit on the Pixel 8 Pro, but this is the image. I'm about 1.5 feet away from both cameras. I've tried to frame it equally. Obviously it's not going to be 100% equal, but you come closer to the Canon 700D and you get more bokeh, you get more of a blurry background, you can change your lenses. But there's a couple of areas where I do know the Pixel wins every time. First one is going to be in the stabilization. I showed you some footage just before. Canon 700D doesn't have any stabilization, but I used a cheap old gimbal and I got some nice stable footage. Pixel 8 Pro, very stable. It's like a gimbal. All smartphones are like a gimbal, so you do need to consider that. And then the autofocusing on the Canon 700D, it only has 9 autofocus points, as I've mentioned throughout this video, and it's pretty slow. So quite often I've been using manual focus for shooting this and some of the other videos. Anyway, we're going to go shoot some I think that was the noisiest piece of shit car I've ever seen in my fucking life. But I will say that the Canon 700D definitely wins in detail. And if you crop in, it's got less megapixels, like it's 18. And on this, we have 50 megapixels. So there's definitely more detail coming in. I think the colors are more realistic in the Canon as well. They're less computational, less saturated, but more realistic to the real world. Now, I know most of us are trying to escape the real world, and that's fine. If that's you, you're going to get what you want with the Pixel 8 Pro. So if you're the one, what can I say here? I always get muddled up here. But what I'm trying to say is the Pixel 8 Pro is an amazing phone that takes amazing computational photos and does AI and all that sort of shit. Whereas the Canon 700D is like your bare bones camera. It takes good photos and you can edit them in Lightroom or whatever software you use to get even better photos. And that's the art of creating a photo, I believe, whereas this does everything for you. They both have a place for me. Like if I want to make really nice cinematic looking video, then I'm pulling out the 700D. I'm going to control my environment. I'm going to take my time to set up my shots. I'm going to just really invest in the overall scene and the overall image. And that's why I'm going to use the Canon 700D. So if you're just starting out on YouTube, or if you're just starting out and learning photography and making video, then the 700D is going to be an amazing choice for you. You're definitely going to learn the skill and the art of creating stuff with a camera. Now, if you want to just be run and gun mode and never ever have to worry about creating a scene, setting anything up, getting the best dynamic range, getting the best depth of field, the bokeh, all that stuff. You just want to run and gun. Pixel 8 Pro belongs in your pocket. And I must say that when it comes to computational photography, the Pixel 8 Pro I think is the best out of all the smartphones that you can get. So it's definitely one that you want in your pocket. If this is the route you're going to go down, Pixel 8 Pro is the one for you. The others are good, like your iPhones and Samsungs. Yes, they're great, but they're not as good as the Pixel 8 Pro. There you go. This is the video. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Chuck ya.